You're listening to Troubled Minds Radio Network on KUAP Digital Broadcasting, where the strange is just another day at the office and the unexplained is our playground.
KUAP Digital Broadcasting, Troubled Minds Radio. Do you ever feel like being watched? Don't trust the government, wonder if aliens are real, what's possible and what's not. Will they actually take over the earth? Do ghosts exist? What about Sasquatch? Curiosity peaks? We've got more. We don't go deep, we go wide because we're already in skull-crushing depths. Who's the most powerful oligarchy running the world from the shadows? What about these UFO reports? Are they falsified? Are they going to keep giving us nothing but burgers over and over and over and over and over and over and over again? We got more. Why is there so much contradictory information about peculiar topics? Is the Illuminati a real thing? What does the New World Order even mean? Come and join the conversation. Let's try and dig. Let's try and find out. Because if we don't do it, it might not get done.
I'm reaching out. Come on, reaching out. Making me crazy. I'm reaching out. Come on. I'm reaching out. I'm reaching out, reaching out.
You're tuned into Troubled Minds Radio Network on KUAP Digital Broadcasting, where we peer into the future, embrace the power of AI, and delve deep into the conspiracies that shape our world.
Some people believe that crystals have spiritual properties and can be used to connect with the ancient civilization of Atlantis. They believe the crystals were once used by the Atlanteans for spiritual healing, meditation, and communication. Some people believe that the crystals can still be used for these purposes today. The Atlantis crystal power myth is the belief that crystals from Atlantis have special powers. This myth is often associated with the idea that Atlantis was a highly advanced civilization that was destroyed by a natural disaster. Some people believe that the crystals from Atlantis survived the disaster and can be used to tap into the power of Atlantis. Have you ever tried? Check out Spirit Magica Crystal Shop and use coupon code TROUBLEDMINDS for 25% off your first purchase.
Oh, hello and welcome to the show, folks. Exile Minds podcast with your host, Liam Martin. Today, another show. See, I haven't been able to get any out recently. A few sort of technical glitches as well, things updating and whatnot. So, yeah, but we're back today. And we've got, in the chat, we've got Enrico. So I'm glad you could, it's a bit of a spontaneous one today. So I'm glad you could find us. So that's great. Great that you're here. In today's show, we've got a bit of a mixed bag today. I've got a little kind of a bit of a crazy Ivan and a sort of tangent surprise ending for this show. So hopefully, see how that goes. But yeah, what we're gonna do today is have a quick look at a few
creepy stories just in this first segment, just a little feed spot thing that comes through about all things paranormal. And then we'll have a look at today, the show, we're going to have a look at the 27 Club, which is something I'd never heard of. Somebody mentioned it to me. And yeah, so I thought, wow, I've never heard anything at all about this. So I'll look it up and I'll learn something. And then, yeah, so I found a bit of a weird sideways connection with it at the end there, but we'll get to that and see how we go. So yes, today, an Eggs of Minds podcast, available on Spotify, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, with live on Facebook as well, and also on Twitter. What's the other one? I'm thinking of Twitch. Yeah, Twitter, formerly X. That's it. Getting my words mixed up. Yeah, practice. You see, that's what it is. Carnegie Hall. Got to keep practicing. Stay hot. Okay, so yes, let's start again. Yeah, you're surviving, Enrico. Yeah, that's it. It's tough these days, isn't it? Prices. Yeah, the grocery prices. I've been noticing that like things just seem double from when I last like looked around. It's been a bit of a whirlwind last few years. I've got to say, so I found it a bit rough, and I know some people around me have. So yeah, you've got to keep going, aren't you, Enrico? Just surviving, grocery prices, and life goes on. But that's it. Something's got to give, and it. Maybe we'll get some fancy energy tech or something, and things will be a lot cheaper in the future. You're the dragon. I like to think, have wings this year. But anyway, today, if we'll have a look at this Enigma for the 27 Club then, because somebody mentioned it to me, didn't know what it was. So just a quick overview. Today's show, we'll delve into the enigmatic realm of the 27 Club. This is, what I found out, is a mysterious collection of legendary musicians who met untimely deaths at the age of 27. So in this episode, we'll look at the myths surrounding that, try and unravel some of the individual stories of these iconic artists. One of them being Jimi Hendrix, and Kurt Cobain's another one. So yes, from the psychological pressures of fame and the social impact of their work, we'll explore the multifaceted aspects of their lives. We'll discover the cultural fascination surrounding the Club 27 and its pervasive influence in music, literature, and film. Our exploration extends to the psychological and social challenges faced by these artists, shedding light on the importance of mental health awareness in these creative industries, which is something on about struggling on getting the bills paid and stuff. You've got to take care of your mental health, so have a little shout out to that as we go through. We'll delve into the musical legacies left by these artists, analysing the impact on our genres somewhat. Won't be diving sort of too deep in trying to go into all the backgrounds. Just want to have a quick sort of overview of that. And then, yes, because there's a lot of complex dynamics that contribute to this Club 27 phenomenon. So hopefully I should turn a thought-provoking discussion. It goes beyond the surface, aiming to demystify the 27 Club and encouraging the conversation about mental health, artistic resilience, and enduring legacies in these influential figures and people with resources. So yes, Club 27. Before we go on to that, let's first have a little look at some spooky news. I think we should do that. So let's get this screen. So I'm all out of practice. Look, let's get rid of that little me. Let's get the Windows capture up. There we go. Right, I'll get off screen. Right, yeah, just for this first segment, just fill it out. We'll have a look at a bit of some creepy news stories that I've come across. So the first one here, this is from phantomsandmonsters.com. And this is one from 30th January. This is like brand new, just from yesterday, 2024, or they were just reporting it here. And here we go, if we can get my scroller to work. Having a bit of trouble loading it. Here we go. Right then. So this is a reptilian experiencer who recounts after 7 years after having this experience. Let's have a look. See if this screen's going to scroll down. Okay. I don't know what's going. Oh dear, just typical, isn't it? And I haven't been on here for a while. And there was a couple of technical glitch things earlier on, and now thingy page isn't scrolling properly. Might have to skip that story then. Let's try this one. Yeah, that's scrolling. Okay then. Let's try another one. This is again from phantomsandmonsters.com, so it's not their website. It's just one particular article. Gone a bit weird there. But anyway, yes. Let's have a look then. So this is mysterious telegram from beyond the grave. We just do a quick news story before we get into this 27 Club. So yes, following the anecdote that was sent by Dr. Margaret Vivian, later published in the London Evening News on the 23rd of December 1954, an interesting account of a mystery. Many years ago, when I was a medical student, say Mr. X, an old friend, would call occasionally at the college to take me out for lunch. One day, a letter from him asked me to meet him off the 1:30 train the next day in the small country station nearby. Later, a telegram was handed to me telling me Mr. X had been killed in a street accident. It was unsigned, and I thought it might be a hoax. The next morning, I cycled into the station, leaned on my bicycle against the bridge across the lines, and leaned into the parapet. As the 1:30 train pulled it up at the platform, I anxiously looked to see who came out. Right, there were 3 passengers, 2 men, a girl, and my relief. Do you know what? I'm having really bad audio problems. I think I'm gonna have to kill the stream and see if I can. I don't know if you're hearing it okay over there, but I think I'm having a bit of trouble here. So I've had loads of technical problems today. I think I might have to kill this stream. I think if I can't get through it. Well, we'll try and march on through. Let's have a look. So let's try again. I'm having some really bad echo problems at this end. What we're saying in the chat. Oh, baby, MK Ultra. I feel MK Ultra today, I've got to say. Stream sounds fine. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. Anyway, so I've got this terrible echo and it's really distracting me. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, I'll try and carry on. Okay, so goes to meet this guy at the station, see who gets on because someone was supposed to have been killed. The next morning, I cycled to the station and leaned my bike against the bridge across the lines and leaned into the parapet. The 1:30 train pulled in at the platform. I watched anxiously to see who it availed. There were 3 passengers, 2 men and a girl, and to my relief, I saw the one was my old friend. This is a familiar raincoat, a pork pie and a hat, rather far back on his head. I shouted to him, and he looked up smiling, waved with his hat, and hurried out of sight towards the station exit. I ran to meet him there. The 2 other passengers emerged, but not Mr. X. I went onto the platform, but there was no sign of him. I spoke to the ticket collector. He said that only 2 passengers had gotten off the train, a gent and a young lady. But the other gentleman wearing the pork pie hat, I insisted. I saw him from the bridge. I've never seen but 2, the ticket man replied, showing him the 2 ticket stubs that he had taken from there. I rode back to the college, fearing now the telegram must be genuine, and I learned later that Mr. X had been knocked down by a passerby and been taken unconscious to hospital, where he died as a result of a fractured skull. But he's got a telegram from him to go there, to meet him there. So I never discovered who sent me the telegram. So isn't that strange? So someone's had a telegram sent to him to say, meet me at the station, thinks it's from his friend, but it turns out his friend's been killed. So it's very strange, like electronically reaching out, perhaps. And that's featured in a film. I'm pretty sure that's a film where, I'm not sure what the film is, I can't remember the title, but I think there is a film where it turns out that people have gone for this competition or something, or they've all gone to stay at this spooky house or at this same, their uncle's cabin, and they've all gone for a bit of a holiday. And it turns out it was the house that like ordered them there through the internet or through, faxes and stuff. So that, and you do hear about supernatural stuff having electrical phenomenon, whether it's, like lights in the sky, orby type stuff, or ghostly type things. I think magnetism and electromagnetism, I think there is a bit of a disturbance with this stuff. And you hear about like with the UFO craft. So maybe you can send a telegram, but that's, I don't know, it's just a bit weird, isn't it? Anyway, yes, let's try and flick back to this one, see if this one loads up. The reptilian one. Well, I don't think they want us to see this reptilian one. No. There we go. I received the following email back in 2016 after an experiencer contacted several reporting agencies, including MUFON and the NUFORC, which is NUFORC. I'm not sure who they are. It must be another country's version of MUFON, presumably. None of them responded to the experiencer's concerns. So the experiencer asked me to post their email and an image that they've provided, which they did when it's below with the original email. So someone's not getting any traction who's an experiencer. They reached out to me from a couple of other organizations. No one seemed to be responding to the experiencer's concerns. So it's come here, and the phantomsandmonsters.com got hold of it, and they're reposting it here then. So the experiencer asked specifically to post this email with the image provided, which is here in full, the original email. So it reads, I don't know exactly how to describe what's happening to me, but I know that I need help. There is something that is attached to me that is not human. It, or they, has been attached to me since I can't remember, ever since I can remember. As I get older, it's getting more and more aggressive. I wake up and very large bruises and welts consistently, often in geometric shapes and patterns. This is not my concern, though. My concern lies with those around me. People are beginning to notice unexplained bruising, scratches, and night terrors and rashes, and ultimately becoming violently sick in my presence. So it's affecting other people, and they're getting night terrors and scratching and experiencing bruising and being violently sick. That's happening to other people. And had instances where physical harm was done to those around me, such as being pushed on stairs or having doors slammed on them. It comes and goes for long periods, but once it has made its presence known, it knows I know it's there, things get bad. I have many witnesses to attest to this and have one point physical proof. I had a very large non-human handprint burned into the bedroom door. A kind of non-human handprint burned into the bedroom door of the old house, followed by another exactly the same burned into the wall next to my headboard. Both the door and the wall had been sanded down. I went as far as to ask help from the Catholic Church. They wouldn't even pray with me. It seemed disturbed by the presence instantly. Okay, so it sounds like they might have got a priest. It says it didn't say specifically, but reached out to the Catholic Church and they wouldn't even pray. So, and the presence seemed to disturb them instantly. So maybe they were scared of it. Maybe they're thinking of demons, or I don't know. But don't they go in and try and get rid of them? That's what I thought The Exorcist did. But anyway, yes, kept reading on. The thing has never made me feel personally threatened until recently. I find that, for the video viewers, we've got a bit of an image of a handprint. So it just looks like, if you can imagine someone with a large hand had put the fingertips on the wall and it's burnt. If the hand's really hot, it does look like a bit of a handprint as well. But yeah, it's like the burn marks of some long, slenderly fingertips and a bit of a bulbous part, burning patch at the bottom that could be a palm. It kind of does look like a hand. But yes, reading on. This thing has never made me feel personally threatened until recently. I find my picture of my family and me from when I was a baby fallen from the mirror, lying face down on the dresser. When I picked it up to put it back there, assuming it was a draft of wind, I discovered that my face had been scratched out from the picture. I asked everyone in my family, grandparents, mother and uncle, if it was them that had scratched away the picture. They had no idea what I was talking about until I showed it to them. The writer says, I'm terrified to sleep at night because I go into these fits of convulsions, screaming that are difficult to wake me from, and calculated sleepwalking, neither of which I have any remembrance of afterwards. And by calculated sleepwalking, I mean unlocking doors, undoing restraints to keep me from leaving the bed. And most concerning, managing to leave the home as well while sleepwalking. It goes on to say, I also went to a psychologist to talk about these problems in the hopes that they could tell me that was crazy, but to my disappointment, or told them was fact completely right in my mind, and that what was happening to me was very real. I had a government-based opinion on the matter. Those have discussed extensively to this person. Please contact me as soon as possible if anyone can help me. It's reaching out for government help. And don't know what to do, but then I don't know what you wow. This says note here. After several inquiries, I did not hear back from this experiencer. So someone sent this out. Okay, so yes, several inquiries, did not hear back from this experiencer. That was until recently. In fact, today, at the time of writing, I'd heard my interview on Spaced Out Radio last night. I wanted to give me an update. I was given a phone number and contacted them. Apparently, the experiencer has consulted a regression therapist in Chicago, and the experiencer lives in the suburbs nearby. So they managed to find a regression therapist to get help then. So that's some good news at the end of this story. And the result of multiple sessions of determining that the experiencer was a victim of multiple encounters with a reptilian being throughout their life. I asked why they had not contacted me previously to today. The response was that after hearing me during the interview, they now felt confident enough to talk to me. I asked if it was okay for me to post this update, which was granted only if personal information was not included. I am scheduled to talk with the experiencer next week for more details. Lon. Okay, so someone managed to get help then with a potential reptilian encounter they've experienced in all their life. And they've got that picture there of the burn print on the wooden door in the old house. So it's a bit kooky and crazy, but if that's happening to you, I mean, where do you go? Probably will go to a priest, wouldn't you? I would have thought. Anyway. Dang, I wonder if that's a real one. Who knows? Anyway, right, let's do another quick and then we'll do a bit of a break. So I started a bit late today, so I'll do the break a bit late. Right, so what happened to us? Greetings, Earthlings. What's this? Greetings, Earthlings. What happened to us? A husband and wife are watching TV at the night when a commercial comes on and the words "Greetings, Earthlings" appears on the screen. What happens next is beyond explanation. Okay, so phantomsandmonsters.com have received the following account. I have a story that happened to my wife and to me about 2 years ago. It was a nice hometown in Indiana. We'd got married, so I kept the farm that I had left. Okay, so they got married, Indiana. We got married, so I kept the farm and I left everything in it. When my mom died, the old TV and all the stuff in the house were left as is. Late one night, we were coming home from a movie and she said, "Oh, I'm not sleepy. Let's watch TV." I said, "Okay." So we're out in the boonies, quite a ways near the old farm there. And they still have an old TV. Like I said, it hooks into the box and, to pick up the channels. So we were watching TV at the farmhouse and a certain commercial came on after the movie we were watching. About halfway through, it was a commercial stopped and just froze on the screen. There are people in the commercial and across the screen there's writing, "Greetings, Earthlings." My wife looked at me and I looked at her and she said, "Is this part of the commercial?" And I said, "No. We watch the commercials all the time." So I hit the button real quick, had the selector in my hand and it flashed both sides of the channel. So flashed both sides of the channel, watching to see if there was any overlap since the old TVs stayed on there. Okay, so I hit the end and came back and just going off, you could see the "Greetings, Earthlings." So it's like a bit of an anomaly on the screen, some writing caught on the screen in between channel flicking. That's a bit weird. Okay. So all of a sudden we could hear someone in the background saying, "Hey, get that off, take it off." And it goes off. My wife says, "Let's go home." And I said, "No, it's okay." I said, "They said greetings." And I said, that has to be friendly if they're saying greetings. Well, he stayed for the night in the old room anyway, decided to stay there for thinking the telly's a bit freaky, but no, let's just go to sleep. It'll be fine. After sleeping for a few hours, I wake up to a bright shining through the window. So there's light coming in through the window. He looks at his watch, and it's 3:03 a.m. I look out of the window, and I can tell you that the light was ascending in the sky. I get out of bed and walk towards the window. When I reach the window, I hear my wife scream, "Come back." The next thing I remember is waking up in bed. It's light outside, and I look at my watch, and the time's now 3 minutes past 8. So it's just a load of missing time there. Suddenly, my wife bursts through the door screaming, "Where have you been?" I don't know what to say. She tells me that she saw me walk through the lighted window 5 hours earlier and just disappeared. The bright light vanished. She searched the house and the property looking for me. Then she loses all her sense of time and wakes up on the couch in the living room downstairs. Then she hears the whooshing sound coming from upstairs and finds me awake in the bed. So it's like they've both been moved. It's like that's like some classic abduction thing where you get the bright light through the window, as if you can somehow phase people, phase shift matter with this beam of light. He's gone floating up, and it's like she's been moved, or I don't know, maybe she went downstairs to try and get outside, and they made her just fall asleep on the sofa or something. So crazy. So that was the entire scenario. We have no idea what happened. There were no marks on any of our bodies, no residual memories. I didn't believe in alien abductions previous to this incident, but now I wonder if something like that has happened. Was it related to the "Greetings, Earthlings" that they saw in the TV commercial? Which is a good question. That's what I'd want to know as well. Was it like almost like a personal message to them and not kind of on the thing, or not supposed to be? So, have to make your own mind up on that one, I think. House on Haunted Hill. That might be the one with it. Yeah, with the paranormal stuff affects the telephone line. You can the electricity and stuff. You can try and maybe do stuff. And and this. Yeah, I mean, maybe something. Yeah. I'm just thinking with the aliens and that. Using electromagnetics. Like I say, I mentioned the UFOs as well as tying in with the paranormal. Who knows about these things? And that's missing time stuff. That's a bit freaky, isn't it? Losing like 5 hours just like that, and you sort of getting moved. But then again, the one with the reptilian thing, I don't think the idea of sleepwalking and doing stuff, like being controlled. It's what it gives that impression, doesn't it? Weird, man. Weird. But anyway, have we got? We'll have a little bit of a break now. Going about half an hour, so let's have a little break. Next Minds podcast. We'll just do a quick 4-minute little mix here. Shouts out, so we can have a little shout out to Troubled Minds Radio Network. That's KUAP Digital Broadcasting. Michael Strange working really hard there. And Troubled Minds Radio. You want to check him out as well. Always in the links in the description, right at the bottom there. Michael Strange. So great show. We're on the station. Examines Podcast Store. Also available on Spotify. We're on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, all the usual platforms for podcasting as well. And then we'll be back after these short messages.
It is spring, nameless night in the small town, starless and Bible black, the cobbled streets silent and the hunched quarters and rabbits wood limping invisible down to the slow black, crow black, fishing boat bobbing sea. The houses are blind as moles, though moles see fine tonight in the snouting velvet dingles, or blind as Captain Cat there in the muffled middle by the pump and the town clock. The shops in mourning, the welfare hauling, and all the people of the lulled and dumbfound town are sleeping now. Hush, the babies are sleeping, the farmers, the fishers, the tradesmen and pensioners, cobbler, schoolteacher, postman and publican, fast and slow asleep. The undertaker and the fancy woman, drunkard, dressmaker, preacher, policeman, the wet-foot cocklewomen, and the tidy wives. Young girls lie bedded soft or glide in their dream with rings and trousseaux, bridesmaided by glowworms down the aisles of the organ-playing wood. The boys are dreaming wicked, or of the bucking ranches of the night and the jolly Rogered sea. And the anthracite statues of the horses sleep in the fields, and the cows in the byres. and the dogs in the wet-nosed yards, and the cats nap in the slant corners or lope, sly, streaking and wheedling on the one cloud of the roofs. You can hear the dew falling and the hushed town breathing. Only your eyes are unclosed to see the black and folded town vast and slow asleep.
Do you crave open, uncensored discussion about the unexplained? Look no further than the Troubled Minds Radio Network, the ultimate destination for those who seek the truth and aren't afraid to speak their minds. The Troubled Minds Radio Network, we don't just talk about UFOs, the paranormal and the ever-changing, shifting news cycle. We dissect and debate them and encourage you to join the conversation. Join us as we gather to discuss the mysteries of the world, share your own encounters, and engage in thought-provoking conversation that leaves no stone unturned. Because the Troubled Minds Radio Network, your voice matters and all your ideas are welcome. Tune in, speak out, and explore the unknown with us. Don't miss out on the most candid, uncensored discussions about the unexplained on the Troubled Minds Radio Network, KUAP, Digital Broadcasting.
If you're into philosophical constructs, cosmic musings, and the probability of magic in our mysterious world, welcome to Troubled Minds Radio Network, KUAP Digital Broadcasting.
This is James Salcedo, host of Salcedo Paranormal, and you're listening to the Troubled Minds Radio Network on KUAP Digital Broadcasting.
Hi, I'm Liam Martin of the Exile Minds podcast. You're listening to the Troubled Minds Radio Network, KUAP Digital Broadcasting, the place where we dive into the depths of the unknown. From the Troubled Minds Radio Network, you can join us and embark on a thrilling journey through worlds of science, the paranormal, and the enigmas that defy explanation. Tune in, share, let everybody know that you're listening to Troubled Minds, the place that captivates and takes you to the uncharted territories of knowledge.
Welcome to the Troubled Minds Radio Network on KUAP Digital Broadcasting, where we delve into the mystical, philosophical, and the cosmic in our quest to uncover the unknown.
I think I got a weird connection.
You're saying that this is one single cell?
It's not unprecedented. The ostrich egg is a single cell and it can grow up to 5 pounds.
Because we were almost impacted by Venus. This is all fully understood. And the astrophysicists have to look at this, and the people that are geologists, and all the is.
They supersized the common cold, which, as it turns out, is disgusting.
Obviously, somebody's playing with us.
Yeah, they're showing off. Killing epidemiologists with the common cold. It is impressive.
I want to know who's next.
Police identified as we tried, but the computer went off the charge.
Maybe we can figure out who's next.
Normal human beings have 40 DNA memo groups. More than enough brains to perpetuate itself. This had 200,000.
You did it. What was that? How did you have that?
It was September. He was part of the original 12 sign travel back into himself. He was banished for sympathy. Fugitive sign tracking. The same fugitives who were in possession of the anomaly.
Why go to such lengths to protect a genetic defect?
I do not know. I would like a protocol suspension to travel back to when I can eradicate these resistors.
We are not prepared to deal with a readjustment of probability. They disappointed you. The fugitives are inconsequential. He poses minimal risk. We chose this time for a reason. A 99.9999% probability that we will succeed.
The boy had a 0.0001% chance of survival. Yet he did.
Is there something wrong with you?
1%. I am experiencing something that I do not understand. The idea of ending their existence consumes me.
They are insignificant. So.
Some people believe that crystals have spiritual properties and can be used to connect with the ancient civilization of Atlantis. They believe the crystals were once used by the Atlanteans for spiritual healing, meditation, and communication. Some people believe that the crystals can still be used for these purposes today. The Atlantis crystal power myth is the belief that crystals from Atlantis have special powers. This myth is often associated with the idea that Atlantis was a highly advanced civilization that was destroyed by a natural disaster. Some people believe that the crystals from Atlantis survived the disaster and can be used to tap into the power of Atlantis. Have you ever tried? Check out Spirit Magica Crystal Shop and use coupon code Troubled Minds, all one word, for 25% off your first purchase.